What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here, and we're going to go over body positioning and how to properly turn a motorcycle. But we have to actually get over counterbalancing, how to counterbalance the bike, how to move yourself on the bike, and understand that you're not going to fall before a turn. So we're going to prep on the bike, how to do it before the turn, and we're also going to be talking about stuff you can do at home. And the whole goal of this is to make sure that you are a confident rider, and when you're a confident rider, you're a safer rider. So that's the goal of this. Let's make you confident, okay? So the main thing that we need to work on is understanding counterbalance and center of gravity, okay? Here's the earth, center of gravity. Pretty simple, perpendicular to the earth, center of gravity. We're standing straight up, we're not moving left or right. If I start leaning like this, we'll start falling down. So we're using Nikki as an example of what center of gravity is. So right here, you can actually practice the concept of it with somebody else. So you stand pretty kind of close to each other, we grab each other's hands. So grab each other's hands. Now, what I'm going to do, she's going to stand straight up. She's going to try her best to stand straight up. We're right now super balanced. Okay, she's the motorcycle. I am the person riding. I'm the person riding. I'm going to do this. We start turning, correct? So if I start leaning off the bike, we start turning. Now, in order to set up properly before a turn, you don't want to turn yet. You want to go straight. So what we do for center of gravity and center of balance, you go ahead and move back. We can hold this position as long as we want. And that's the whole concept of center of gravity. So the center of gravity is in between us when we lean back. Go ahead and lean back. Center of gravity is right here. So now if I want to turn, because we're going straight right now, if I want to turn, I just turn the bike in a little bit. I'm the bike now, she's the rider, and we start turning. But you see how I am the bike? I have full traction on my wheels. I have full traction on my wheels, so if I have to brake, I have full contact patch. If I have to turn even more, I can lean in a little bit more. Obviously, I'm going to start falling over, but I can lean in more. So the whole concept of this is for you to be off the bike and just be aware you're not going to fall off. So that is the whole concept of this, and that's the whole concept of what you need to understand about motorcycles. You are the passenger on the motorcycle. This right here is the rider. This right here is the machine that is perfect. You're not perfect. You're going to put positive or negative inputs into the bike to create a situation. So what you need to do here is understand you're the passenger. Have you ever had a passenger on your bike as a rider? You're sitting up straight and they're moving around and they're causing the bike to move around. They're changing the center of gravity and causing the bike to move. And so you as a rider, you're doing that to the bike. The bike is balanced. It wants to go straight. You make inputs, it will move. So that's what you need to understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise that we can do at home. Let's pretend that this right here is just like a chair at home. You're typing on the computer right now, watching a YouTube video, or you're sitting down on the couch. This is something you could practice, okay? So the first thing you need to do is for that concept of center of gravity and counterbalancing. Okay, so we're riding right here. We're riding, typical riding position. You could be like this if you want, but let's just practice right here, okay? Typical riding position. The first step to counterbalancing before a turn, the first step in order to make a good turn is to apply pressure to the inside foot. So I want to take left, pressure to the inside foot on the ball of my foot. So if you want to come a little closer. So if I'm sitting here, this is what it looks like when you're on the bike. This is what it looks like when you're on the bike. So I'm sitting here, we're sitting down in our chairs, applying pressure to the balls of my foot. Not like this, how we normally ride, just kind of chilling. Pressure to the inside of my foot right there, okay? So that's what it looks like. So now that we have pressure, you want to come back over here. Now that we have pressure on the inside of the foot, and we're sitting here, we need to lean off the bike. So we actually really got to lean off the bike. And I know I'm having you move around a lot, but this is what it looks like on the bike. Okay? Let's pretend I have the balls of my foot up here. And the thing is I'm holding the bike up, so I'm just going to show you the upper body position. So right here, you need to lean. Really lean. Get over there. Get over there. And you're looking straight because we're still going straight at this point. Lean over. Now, I know some of you are going to be like this. Okay, I'm good. No. Okay, I'm good. No. Okay, I'm good. No. This is one good thing that I've actually done, and was done to me, and it helped out a lot. So I'm sitting up here, and I'm getting ready. I got the balls of my foot here, and I'm getting right here. So what happens here is it's great that there's an instructor, and this is what I want to do for you if we ever meet you in person, but just think of this. Just mentally think of this. So I'm like here. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm good. And you're like, oh, come here. Come here. Keep going. Okay, that's good. So she's telling me to go down there, go down there, go down there. and get closer and closer and closer. And you really do have to lean like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get to the next part. So we're sitting down, starting over, position left foot. So I got it on the balls of my feet. Now I'm low. Okay, well, that doesn't do anything for my lower body. It doesn't do anything for my hips, because honestly, your legs and your trunk are very heavy pieces of meat. I mean, your body, your upper arms are not as big as your legs or your back or your trunk. So if you're just doing this, you're not really leaning too much. So what you have to do now, and this is a great idea and concept for you to get the mind muscle thing, is stand up straight. Remember, we're predators. We have eyes on the front of our heads. We look where we want to go, correct? You see a soccer ball, you look at the soccer ball and kick it. You're not looking over there and kicking it. You are literally looking where you want to go. That's why it's very important when you want to ride, you look where you want to go. But you also need to go where you want to go. So one cool technique that they showed us, one cool technique that I think you should practice, is that you're just standing. There's something over here that you need to attack. You attack it, okay? You attack it. You see how my hips move? Same thing if you're going to throw a punch. Your body needs to move too. You don't throw a punch like that. That's the same thing as turning your head and riding straight. You don't just do that. You need to get into it and punch. So when you do the whole movement, you need to do that on the bike. So what we're going to do, so we're pretend we're going to still sit here. Start over. Balls of the foot. Get low. Turn the hips like we're about to punch. So turn the hips. Now what that looks like on the bike, you want to come over here, babe? We're going to pretend also, once again that I have my foot on the pegs. So foot on the left peg, because I'm going to turn left. Balls of the foot on the peg. Okay, now I'm going to get in position. So now I'm going to get in, I started doing it already. So I'm getting in position. Oh, this feels good. It's not. I need to move my hips. So now I move my hips. And what that does, if you want to come around here. So normally I'm doing this. So let's say I'm just riding. Okay, now I'm just in position. My leg, it's all still centered with the bike. So now if I attack, if I lunge at it, now my leg is digging into the tank. I can hold the bike up with my leg. That releases tension on your hands and your upper body, because if you try to hold this, you're going to be fighting. So you go in there like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and back to our at-home exercise. Sitting right here, balls of the foot. Get down to position, attack. Awesome. Now, we're going to go into the next one. So you want to come over here. The next step is that we are going straight. We're still trying to set up for the turn. We're not turning yet. So when we get down into here, so I got my leg and hips and everything switched over. If I just leave it like this, I'm going to start turning left. Because the body position, the center of gravity is now off to the left side, and it will cause me to turn left. So what we need to do is counterbalance it. So if I want to keep going straight, and I'm like this, I got to grab this hand, the outside hand, and pull the bike that way. So pull the bike that way. I'm literally doing that. Pulling it. Mainly with just the outside hand. This hand right here is not really doing much, so I'm pulling the bike like that. So I'm sitting here, get in position, pulling the bike. See how it's starting to want to fall over? Because I'm pulling the bike hard. And if I have to counterbalance that, I'll just move my body around. So what that looks like, let's go back to our seat position. We're going to do it quicker. So we're riding, balls of the foot, hips and body position looking straight still. And then now pulling the bike. That right there is what we're going to be doing right now. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the bike. And then this is something you can practice at home. You can practice in a parking lot, just doing back and forth. Practice on straightaways. None of this involves turns, but this is the step before turn. So let's go ahead and do it. Make sure you always wear gear when you practice, even in a parking lot. One thing you should always do too, before you do anything crazy on a bike, is warm up the tires. So it's just nice and easy, moving the tires back and forth, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight, but use the counterbalance technique that we just learned. So I'm gonna pre-position my foot. Now I'm gonna get into the dab position, switch my hips in, and now I'm pushing the bike that way. Let's do that again. I'll try to do it right in front of her. So, pre-position the foot, get in position, put my hips out. So what it looks like when you're at speed, get a little bit lower. And one thing that really does help is taking all the shit out of your pockets. Don't have a cell phone, don't have spare keys. Now we're gonna do the opposite side. So I'm gonna pre-position my right foot, like I'm gonna turn right. And what that does, this is the next step that we're not going to talk about in this video. This video is all about positioning your body and understanding why. So this next step is me actually showing you what it does. So I'm pre-positioning foot, get in position, look where I want to turn. That's all it is. The next step is literally just turning your head and putting weight on this hand. I don't have any weight on this foot, on my outside foot. That right there is practice. Doing this right here is practice until you start doing a turn. But you need to understand counterbalance beforehand. So like that. So that is the whole idea. That is the basis of setting up for a turn. The basis of understanding the center of gravity of your bike. If you apply the center of gravity and understand that you're the passenger on the bike, everything else will fall into place. This is one of the most important videos that you're going to watch because you need to apply this to every situation you do. Slow steering maneuvers, fast steering maneuvers. You almost dropped the phone. So technical difficulties on that, she dropped the phone, but this is one of the most important things you could do. It comes to slow steering, fast maneuvers, riding straight, understanding body position. This is important. You will apply it to slow steering. You'll apply it to all this stuff. So this right here, please watch it over and over again. Practice those modes. Sit there, apply the pressure on the foot, do the dab, but then do the hips too. The hips will drive your leg into the tank, and that's exactly what you need to do. Practice it at home, practice it on the bike, do nice and slow speed stuff like I was doing, going straight. Don't worry about turns yet. Go up and down, all right? Hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and please, if you like this stuff, go ahead and click subscribe. Click subscribe, it really helps out the channel, and the whole goal of this is so that you become more confident, and if you're a more confident rider, you're a safer rider, okay? I'll see you guys later.